today. That's KBLA.store for all the official merch on your favorite talk radio station. KBLA Talk 1580.
Bounce is back. You ready?
It's the queen of royal badness.
It's time for the Raw Report with Robin Ayers.
Highlighting people and things you should know about.
Robin's got you covered. Follow Robin at Robin Ayers. You're listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
Robin's got a lot to talk about.
I just wanna get high on my lover. Veo una muñeca cuando miro en el espejo. Kiss, kiss, looking dolly eye. Think I may go out tonight. I just wanna ride, get high in the moonlight. I just wanna get high on my lover. Veo una muñeca cuando miro en el espejo. Kiss, kiss, looking dolly eye. Think I may go out tonight. I just wanna ride, get high in the moonlight.
You are listening to the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580, where we bring you the latest in entertainment news, trending topics, and interviews. I'm your host, Robin Ayers, with you Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. On your drive home or already at home or wherever you are. I'm glad that you're tuning in and you are checking out the Raw Report with us today. Happy Monday and happy birthday to Kali Uchis. Okay, Kali Uchis. That's Kali Uchis' song. What's the name of the song, Andy? Moonlight. Okay, you know, Andy, see, this is why Andy be coming in clutch, because he just knows what he knows. You know what I'm saying? He be hooking us up. So happy birthday to Callie. Happy birthday to you if it is your birthday. I know some of you are out there celebrating your birthday as well, because I only know this because you let me know on my social media. Y'all be letting me know on my social media, so I'm shouting you out. Speaking of social media, you should be following us, KBLA Talk 1580, on all of our social media platforms, including right now in our YouTube chat. That's KBLA 1580 on our YouTube, as well as on all of our platforms, Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, all of the things. And you should be following me too, at Robin Ayers. Some of you are brand new to my social media, and I'd like to say hello and thank you. I appreciate y'all, checking in. I appreciate y'all sending me who you think has got next and things of not to miss and all the stuff. You guys are really, really awesome like that. Definitely a lot of things to go over because, this never fails. Really, over the weekend, we start to see a lot of things happen. And sometimes I'm like, I can't wait for Monday because there's a lot to share. There's a lot to talk about really with you guys. We will have a question of the day. Actually, why not? I'll go ahead and get you the question of the day early on. This really applies to people in the entertainment business, but you don't have to be in the business in order to give your input on this. You could just be looking from afar and want to give your answer on this. But Lil Duval, if you're familiar with him at all, he says everybody seems to be desperate in the entertainment business now. Is that true? Are we desperate? Are we doing desperate things? Are we really pushing the envelope on things just to kind of get out there and be famous? Or I don't know in what way he's talking about, but he's definitely saying that we're doing too much in the entertainment business. So I want to know from you if that is true, and I'll go ahead and put that in the poll as well. Let's go ahead and just jump right into the Raw Report, Andy. Let's go ahead and get it.
Now it's time for a breakdown.
Okay, main story today. Someone who I really like, Tyler Lepley, and he's an actor. If you might know him from The Haves and the Have-Nots, and he's gone on to do tons and tons of projects with Tyler Perry. He's currently on P-Valley. Well, when P-Valley does return, if you're familiar with that show, is doing some crazy, crazy numbers out there. Well, anyway, there is his baby mama / girlfriend / partner. Her name is Miracle Watts, and Tyler and Miracle now have a child, but it seems as though they are blending their families because Tyler also has some children now, children with another woman. Now, there's some things, and it's all going on social media. Y'all know how I feel about putting your business on social media, but it looks like it's going down on social media. We'll talk about what is happening and the do's and the don'ts of blending your family, especially, and this, of course, goes for anybody, but especially when you are in the spotlight, when you are a known person, a celebrity, a star, whatever the case is. My personal belief is just that some things should just be kept under wraps. Don't take everything to social media. That's just my opinion. But we'll talk about the do's and the don'ts and what's happening with their blended family. We're also going to talk about Lil Boosie. Lil Boosie, rapper. He's an influential guy. Whatever you want to think about this guy, he is. You either hate him or you love him or dislike him strongly, whatever the word is. He got into it pretty badly with his daughter over the weekend, and we'll talk about why, what happened, and who's saying what. It's really sad because I don't like when tension comes in between family, but we'll talk about it. We'll get there. And then lastly, we're going to talk about Latasha Scott from Escape. Now, that's my girl. Don't nobody be coming for Latasha. They were coming for her on social media. I will tell you why, what they are saying. And in the house of the Lord, of all places, they talking about her in the house of the Lord. I'm going to have her back. I'll break it down to you what's going on with that on the other side with our entertainment contributor of the day. You are listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay right there.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Denzel Whitaker, and I'm on The Raw Report.
You're inside The Raw Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to K-Drip, where we play all the best classic water-wasting hits like watering your lawn during the hottest time of the day and leaky faucets. They're tunes from another time because now that we face a hotter, drier future, every drop counts. Despite an extremely wet winter, keep using less water, fixing leaks, and reusing indoor water for your garden. Visit SaveOurWater.com for more ways to conserve. Up next, brushing your teeth with the water on. K-Drip.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency on earth. And if you owe back taxes, the news isn't good. The IRS is raising the interest rate it charges on unpaid taxes, and further rate hikes are expected. Most people don't know it, but the IRS adds interest charges on your tax debt daily. So if you owe the IRS today, you will owe even more tomorrow. And it doesn't stop until you get right with the IRS. The good news is, getting right can start with one phone call to Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax relief firm. Optima's tax professionals specialize in the Fresh Start Initiative, a powerful IRS program that can save you thousands if you qualify. In fact, the experts at Optima Tax have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients. Call now for a free consultation.
Call 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077. 800-919-9077.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 joins you in standing for education as a right, not a privilege. Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science is a private, non-profit, community-founded, student-centered university committed to cultivating diverse health profession leaders who are dedicated to social justice and health equity for underserved populations. CDU does this through outstanding education, clinical service, and community engagement. Recently, Charles Drew University made history by opening only the 5th medical school at an historically black university. Congratulations, South LA, and congratulations to the dean of the medical school, Dr. Deborah Protho-Stith. CDU is now training doctors and providing $90 million in annual economic benefit to Watts and surrounding neighborhoods. To apply for medical school, get more information, or sign your child up for the Junior Doctors Saturday School program, visit cdrewu.edu. That's cdrewu.edu. At KBLA, we are dedicated to equity in education and ending healthcare apartheid, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news.
You're inside The Raw Report.
With Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, and as you know, I'm never really here to do this alone. I've got our entertainment contributor of the day. You know Nick Hamilton from Nightcast Media. Hello, Nick Hamilton. Happy Monday to you.
Just tell me, Robin, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. What's up with your phone? Your phone is doing something funny. Your phone is saying Happy Monday too.
Oh, okay. My bad.
No, you're good. Good to have you on. I appreciate you calling in with us. And Nick, there's so much to talk about with you. I actually wish we had more time. Today is one of those days because you brought up a subject recently. I don't have time to get into it. In fact, I need more information on what's going on. But Nick, my goodness, there's a lot going on in the entertainment industry. I'm sure you know that as well, right? Always.
Never a dull day.
It is never a dull day. I like the way you said that because I agree. Speaking of not dull, though, Tyler Lepley, who is an actor, I think he is, he's talented. I'm not even going to get into the whole story of me knowing Tyler. I think he's a nice guy. I think he's doing well for himself, and he now has a partner. He started dating. She's an influencer / designer, small business owner, Miracle Watts. He is dating her, and they actually have a baby together. And there's some background drama that many people didn't know about. In fact, Marcus Atkins said, I didn't realize Tyler Lepley had a blended family. I thought he was just a baby daddy to Miracle Watts. And I think a lot of people thought that, Nick, because Tyler did a great job of keeping his business, it seemed, keeping his business offline for quite some time. But there had been some reports that, he had 2 children with his ex-partner, and, they broke up somehow. But there was a little bit of drama sort of stewing in the background. And when he got with his new partner, his new woman, Miracle Watts, beautiful woman, by the way, there had been some drama with them sort of unfolding. But everything had been quiet up until this weekend when Tyler posted a picture of his little girl, this beautiful little daughter that he has with his former partner. And he basically said that she's the prettiest girl in the world. And Miracle Watts, again, his new partner, commented on the photo, and she just said, my girl, with, she said, my girl, with several hearts, a couple hearts. And that set off his ex-girlfriend. It set her off, Nick. The girl basically went on an entire rant, though his former girlfriend went on an entire rant in her own page saying, she doesn't want to give credit to Miracle or Tyler. She's basically saying, Miracle, you don't have any relationship with my kids. You've only met them a number of times, 1 or 2 times. You don't have that type of relationship. So she's trying to make it clear. She's bringing it to the public to say, she doesn't like what's going down. She don't like what's being portrayed on social media. First off, do you find it a problem that Miracle feels the way that she does about the little girl? She's chiming in on the little girl's, on the post, and she's making her comment. I don't see it as it's pretty harmless to me. How did you take it? And do you side with either party here? Do you see anything offensive about what she said?
No, I don't think there's anything offensive. If anything, I applaud her because oftentimes we see the current partner beefing or not even acknowledging if there's kids involved, not even acknowledging the previous children or making any type of mention of previous children, kind of exiling them from the situation they currently have. So, I don't see any problem with it. But once again, we find ourselves in suckerific activities because this whole thing is absolutely stupid. Mm-hmm. First of all, it sounds like the woman has still got some butthurt issues because she's not bitter with the guy anymore. Oh, yes. Oh, bitter is not even the word. If bitter were appeal, it would be tasting like Kool-Aid when it comes to this one.
Okay.
This woman needs some serious psychological counseling. She needs some therapy, and she needs a man. I mean, go do something else with your life. It's not like, now, if Miracle Watts would have said something disrespectful or took a shot at the ex-girl through the child, then I would understand her having a problem with her saying what she was saying. But if she's just simply saying, hey, my heart, and showing public love for that child, it shouldn't matter where the love is coming from as long as the child is receiving love. And that's the thing that make the main thing, right? So I look at this as, look, man, we stop talking too much. Have a tall glass and shut the hell up and fall back. Handle your business behind closed doors. We do not need to know every single thing of how you feel, what you feel, and when you feel it. Because, frankly, we really don't give a damn. We only care about things that, like I said, if she said something disrespectful about this child, which we've seen with couples before where they've targeted, children from another relationship and said some really, catastrophic things about the kids or just completely ignoring the kids. Like we talked about Brian McKnight ignoring his previous, kids and stuff like that. That's understandable. But this is much to do about nothing. It's just some chick wanting 5 minutes of attention that she ain't worth 4 minutes of.
Whoa. Okay. All right. So, but okay, let me balance it out here. Cause I agree with you. I actually think it was very harmless. I think that Miracle has nothing but love for the little girl. And Miracle responded back to this lady. She said a number of things, but she said, as a woman and a mother, you should feel good about someone who wants to embrace your children and include them as a family. Would you prefer the opposite? And she's making a great point here. But I have to say this. Let me just take a look from the other side. And not that I agree with the ex woman at all. Again, her name is April King, by the way. I don't agree with April's standpoint, but I'm going to just try to put myself in her shoes real quick. What if you are actually dating this man? We don't know. Everything is speculation right now. Again, there are only rumors that go around, and I'm really slow to believe rumors. But for this sake, I'm just going to say, just for hypothetical reasons, I'm going to put myself in her shoes. Say you were actually with Tyler Lepley. You guys have a happy family. You have 2 children together, and Tyler seems to start dating someone else while you are still together. Again, these are rumors. I'm not saying they're true. Again, I'm just saying it's hypothetical. Wouldn't you feel some kind of way about the woman who's trying to sort of make it look or impede on the relationship with your child, your child in the middle of it? Wouldn't you feel some kind of way? I mean, you're in a man's position, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, if it was well, here's the thing, right? I understand that point, but at the same time, she's not the culprit. Get mad at the dude that allegedly stepped out on you. The woman that he stepped out on has nothing to do with that, because we don't know if he told her the truth at the time, right? He could have told her, "Hey, baby, I'm living single. I'm done with that situation. I have moved on." And she's probably like, "Okay, well, since you moved on, then hey, fair game." Right? We don't know what the conversation that transpired. So all I'm saying is, why get mad at the woman who's showing your child love, and all she said was a few words, and then clap back at you with some, from what you're telling me, she clapped back with some real truth and some real maturity, it sounds like. And you still want to be salty. Your sodium levels are still high. So get mad at the dude. Don't get mad at the person that's showing your child love. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you.
Like I said, this whole thing is stupid.
Okay. I'm a woman though, right? So I'm going to say that
yes, you are.
There could possibly be a little bit of shade in that comment from Miracle. I'm not saying there is. There could possibly be a little bit of shade. But you know that the child's mother doesn't rock with you, right? So for you to make a comment that is public, that you know is going to get back to her, I'm just saying it could be a little bit of dig. I don't know, but I'm just saying.
But that's Jacques Cousteau deep, man. That's, you know what I mean? Like, that's digging too deep. Like,
it could be. You're right.
Some people take stuff at face value. Like, if she ain't said nothing, again, derogatory at your child or about your child, or trying to have a backhanded compliment to you, using your child as a pawn, so to speak. Like, who cares? Like, people sometimes just emphasize the wrong things, and then when the right things happen, they don't want to emphasize that. But they concentrate on the wrong things and blow it up way out of proportion, way outside of left field that don't need to be. Like, sometimes people, like my grandma used to say, sometimes people are down in their own mind. Doesn't necessarily make them that.
You're very mature, and I give you props for that, Nick. You said take things at face value. I feel you on that, and I wish that the world operated that way, but many times they don't operate that way, just because there's shade in seemingly everything nowadays, especially on social media. So before we move on very quickly, because I want to get to this Boosie story, because I really want to hear what you got to say, Nick, because I have my own thoughts about it, but this Boosie story is kind of wild. Would you say, if you know that your new partner's ex partner doesn't really rock with you, has a problem with your relationship, should you keep the relationship or certain things offline that will bother that person, or should you just live your life and let them deal with their own situation, their own feelings?
No, if you know something after this situation, like if I was Miracle, I wouldn't say anything else publicly, and then I would go to that woman and let's have a conversation. Like if it's a man and I dated a girl and we didn't make it, she's on with the next dude, and dude say something that I feel may be a situation, we're gonna have a conversation.
Absolutely.
Offline.
Absolutely.
And then whatever happens, happens. Either we could talk it out, or we can line it up, or whatever is going to happen. But we're going to have something offline.
Ain't nobody
going to be with a public knows.
Nick, you ain't got to line it up with nobody, Nick. I hear you, though.
No. I'm just saying what it is. I'm just saying, I'm just saying, like, basically my point is, whatever happens, I'm not condoning violence. I'm just saying, whatever happens is going to happen offline. The world does not need to know. And that's the problem, because it doesn't look like we're unified as a people. And that's what they take, and they love to see this kind of divisive behavior, because they know what it leads to. And that's why I'm saying don't contribute to the divisive behavior. Got an issue, take it offline, handle your business, and move on.
Absolutely. Agreed. Let's go ahead and move on to this story. This happened over the weekend as well. So it seems as though Lil Boosie, who we actually really know him, not only just from his music, but he's very much a lover of his kids. I mean, the man loves his children. One of his children, 16-year-old Toriana Hatch, he's getting into it with her over the internet. Wild. Like, I hate internet beef, but especially within families. This is just crazy to me. She pretty much goes online and she just has this full-blown rant. She's a 16-year-old. The reason it hits me is, I'm sorry to compare it, but I have 16-year-old twins, and I cannot imagine them coming off the mouth, like off the dome, cussing their dad out or me out. I could not imagine. But this young lady has done that. She basically wrote on her Instagram stories, in part, she says, who gives their daughter a car, take it back? On top of that, give her a color she don't even like, because the father is not blank enough to remember the little blank about your own daughter. I mean, she's going off on him. She says that she calls him all kinds of B words, calls him all kind of names. She says that he is not my father. His blood doesn't run in me. I'm my mother's child. Like, all of these different things. Apparently, there is some behind the scenes story that his side of things, Boosie's side of things, is that her mother is now trying to put him on child support, and that his daughter is in on it, and all of these different things. She's 16 years old, and he has not been on child support this entire time because he takes care of his kids. She's mad that he took the car back. Number one, a brat move. Am I correct? Am I missing something? That sounds like a complete brat move, like beyond brat move. What are your thoughts on this whole situation? And maybe you can fill us in on something that I might not know, Nick.
Well, first of all, let me say this: the Robin Ayers I have grown to know. If those two young ladies that you have so eloquently raised did that to you, God help them. I will be
amen
praying.
And amen.
I will be going to the local synagogue, the temple, the church, wherever.
Preach on it.
But
yeah.
I mean, as far as Boosie is concerned, again, it's a sad situation across the board when you have these type of spats and these type of outbursts when it comes to family. First of all, she be on that 210, 2 feet and 10 toes. That's what you're going to be working with the next until you can afford your own whip. Number one, since I can't seem to get it right and I don't give you the right color, the audacity, the gall that you have to sit up here and fix your mouth to say something that especially if Boosie's been taking care of her, not just financially, but been around enough to know that that's her father, because apparently he's been around long enough to know that she knows that that's her father. And he was kind enough to get you a car that he felt that would, up you in a sense where you can be moving around and be mobile, and he didn't get you no bucket. I could see if he got you like a Sanford & Son truck or something like that, then okay. But he got you a very nice, from what my understanding is, a nice vehicle.
2023, yeah. 2023 Mercedes-Benz AMG. By the way, it is a very, it's an $80,000 car that he got her, and she wants to throw a fit because it wasn't the right color.
Would say something. I wish you would say something. I'll get you an $80,000 car, and you and your stinking friends gonna sit up there and put y'all behinds up in that car that I didn't pay for and paying the insurance for, I might add, which ain't cheap. And you ain't. I guarantee you, she ain't contributing a damn dime to that car. You got the audacity to fix your mouth and then gonna call me the B word? Oh hell no! I'll sit up there. I wish you would. I'd repossess that car so quick. You think I was a damn repo man? You be like I said, you be on that 210 real tough, and then by the time your broke ass gonna sit up there and get you a car, you gonna wish to God that you never said those things publicly, whether they're in my face or publicly on social media. There's no way in West hell I would allow anything like that to happen. God bless Boosie for having to deal with that stuff, and I'm sure it took everything in him and not to go back to the old school ways that he likes to go, that he's accustomed to going to, and to deal with his daughter in a particular way. I said, because there's no way that you, and these kids, you use the word brat, that, Robin, that is very nice. I know we on terrestrial radio and we can't use certain words that we really want to use, because that is not the word I'm thinking of right now. But we're going to go with that, because there's no way. No. She is absolutely wrong. She is foul and completely disrespectful. No matter what her mom and Boosie may be going through, that is what old folks used to say. That's grown folk business. That has nothing to do with you. That's exactly what it is. That little 16-year-old little brat need to mind her damn business and keep her nose out of stuff that don't belong to her or pertain to her. As long as Boosie continues to be a father to her and look out for her, that's all she should be concerned about. What's your GPA, young lady? That's what I want to know. What's your GPA? What's your school life like?
Okay, so I knew all I had to do was bring up the topic, and Nick was going to take it from there. Nick, I literally copy and paste what you've said. Definitely agree. All of you guys definitely agree as well. Pretty Brown Mimi, the only thing I'll say to this, we're going to go ahead and get to some news, traffic, and sports right now, but I'm going to close it with this. She says, so he hasn't been paying child support. She's 16. Take him to court and legalize that thing. Well, I don't necessarily agree if the man has already been taking care of his children financially and in all other kinds of ways. Let it ride out. That's my point on that. Okay, well, when we come forward, we might even continue this conversation just a little bit before we close it out with the Latasha Scott topic with our contributor, Nick Hamilton. You're listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy, Lil Real. Right now, I'm hanging out with Robin on The Raw Report. That's right.
More of The Raw Report with Robin Ayers when we come forward.
I'm Esther Dillard, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Former President Barack Obama is praising librarians for standing on the front lines against book bans. In a letter to American librarians, Obama sharply criticized attempts to censor books that discuss topics like gender, sexuality, or race. In Washington, Democrats plan to introduce a resolution to censure Republican New York Congressman George Santos. Democrats aim to censor Santos over his misleading claims over his education, work history, and family background during his campaign for Congress in 2020. And a newly approved drug can help protect kids from RSV. The FDA has okayed the use of the injectable drug Beyfortus for at-risk toddlers and infants susceptible to the respiratory illness. And that's the latest. I'm Esther Dillard from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
In Santa Ana, 55 southbound before MacArthur Boulevard got that crash in the center divider. You're going to be on the brakes from at least Dyer Road. In Orange, 55 northbound after Catella Avenue. Got an accident clearing to the right shoulder. It's a slow ride coming away from Baker Street. And in Anaheim Hills, 91 westbound, right at Weir Canyon, Yorba Linda Boulevard. Got a brand new accident blocking the fast track lanes. It's slow from the 241.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
This could be a monumental week for Magic Johnson. On Thursday, there's a very strong probability that Magic will become a part owner of the Washington Commanders. The NFL's 30 owners have scheduled a special league meeting for Thursday in Minneapolis. The main agenda item is expected to be a vote to formally approve the sale of the Commanders to billionaire Josh Harris. Magic is part of the Harris Group. Outgoing Commanders owner Dan Snyder agreed to sell the franchise to Harris's group for $6.05 billion, the highest price tag in NFL history for a franchise. Magic is on the doorstep of his first NFL ownership. The NFL training camp countdown continues. The Chargers open up July 26th in Costa Mesa. First day of camp for the Rams is July 29th at UC Irvine. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Gotta stay fresh, my house shot with a rest spot.
Have you visited us online for the grand opening of KBLA.store? For the best in new merch, gift ideas, books, media, and more, log on to KBLA.store. Be sure to check out our KBLA team favorites at KBLA.store today. That's KBLA.store for all the official merch on your favorite talk radio station, KBLA Talk 1580.
The bounce is back.
Attention boss ladies, it's time to refresh, restore, and renew. Announcing the Restored Leadership Brunch and Wellness Summit, Saturday, July 22nd at Levels in downtown Los Angeles. Enjoy delicious brunch and refreshing mimosas while networking with other boss ladies. Meet representatives from Nike, Puma, and the Los Angeles Lakers. And prepare to unlock your inner CEO with the amazing Dr. Karen, founder of the MK Circle CEO Institute. Sis, it's hard to prioritize yourself. That's why the Vermont Slauson Economic Development Corporation created the Restored Leadership Brunch and Wellness Summit. Connect, discover, refuel, and realign. Save your seat now at restoredevents.com. This is an exclusive event and seats will fill up fast. That's Saturday, July 22nd at 12 noon at Levels Downtown, located at 888 South Olive Street. Register now at restoredevents.com.
To my hometown, my community. Some of you have known me my whole life. Do you notice anything different about the kids in the neighborhood? Ever paid attention? You might start with gifts, money, attention. These are signs. Child trafficking is happening right here in this town. So don't just watch through the window. Pay attention. Because the more we know, the more we'll all know to say no. Learn the signs to look for and how to help at no-to-say-no.com.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands for Unity and Healing. African Focus Incorporated is a nonprofit organization based in California that focuses on the growth and well-being of Africans all around the world. Their mission is to promote the well-being of people of African descent through knowledge and appreciation of one another by building a bridge of love and understanding. African Focus Incorporated strives for cultural, educational, and economic growth. They're the organization behind the African Family Induction Ceremony, African Goodwill Awards, African Focus Trailblazer Tours, African Dance Competition, and Showcase Los Angeles, Family Day, Good News Windows Microfinance Project, and more. To volunteer, travel with African Focus, or to attend one of their community building events, please call 310-676-7730. That's 310-676-7300. Or visit AfricanFocus.org. This is a diaspora-wide community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Keeping you informed about what's really going on.
Who's got next?
And what not to miss in entertainment. You're listening to The Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580.
As I stand here contemplating
Welcome into the Raw Report on KBLA Talk 1580. If you are just joining us, welcome on in. Come on in here. We are having ourselves a good conversation. Myself and our entertainment contributor, Nick Hamilton, we were talking about Lil Boosie and the fact that he got into it with this little girl, 16-year-old Toriana Hatch, who is like calling him all kinds of names for taking back the car that he gifted her. A very nice $80,000 car. And she says, I disown him. He is not my father, and so on and so forth. That's a sad situation, but she is acting very bratty and ungrateful and all the other things that you guys have said inside the YouTube chat. We agree. Before we went to our news, traffic, and sports, Nick went ahead and dropped the mic on everything that we all think about this entire situation. But I do want to move on. We are going to talk about this particular young lady, Latasha Scott from Escape, that Andy has so eloquently blessed us with on this. You guys hear that song right there. Latasha Scott, who has been going through a lot of things in her own personal life in terms of her relationship with her sister and her mom, and it's all kinds of things. And she was in a group, or still is in a group. I think she's still in the group. We don't know. She is pursuing a gospel career. Okay, she's been wanting to do that for a while. She's been very open about it. She's very, very talented. As you can hear in the background, she's singing lead in this song. But Latasha is wanting to pursue this gospel career. She actually signed a record deal for a gospel album, and she put out a gospel album. Now, with that information, some people were surprised to see her in church singing a song from Escape, which is a secular music. It's a secular song. Let's go ahead and let you hear it. Andy, let's let them hear it. Okay. That's the song that Andy was actually just playing. The song is called Who Can I Run To? And you would think that she didn't change really the lyrics from what we heard, but she's saying, who can I run to? And we're assuming she's talking about Jesus. I could run to God, right? If anything. Well, all kind of people had things to say inside of the chat of, as you can only imagine. People are like, what are we doing now? Is this where we're coming to? Nick, do you find it a problem when people use secular songs inside of church to sort of make a point?
Hell no, I don't find it a problem, because half the people from Monday through Saturday be up there popping it and you know what I'm saying, making it clap through the week. So don't act like you holier than thou on a Sunday. Oh my dear Lord, she's singing a secular song. You know damn well you got that CD or that you done streamed that whole album, which was a dope album by Escape, by the way. Like
Yes.
That's one of my favorite albums.
It is.
You know, and I guarantee you, how many of them people in church were singing along with the words?
Exactly.
Come on now.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Come on.
Well, you know,
Knock it off.
I have a really good friend turned pastor, and he also talked about this, about how when he was coming up in church, how sometimes a lot of times they would, you know, the band would start to play different songs and, you know, different songs that the congregation will probably recognize from secular music, and they would turn it into gospel. You would change the words or whatever, and it seemed like, as long as it's not offensive, right, or disrespectful or blasphemy, that you would be okay. It seems like that would be okay, but for some reason, people weren't having it inside of the chat. And then I made a point. I said, what happened? It didn't seem like people were making all this noise when Musiq Soulchild, remember that song "Love" that he sang? Well, a lot of people started taking that song and turning it into "Lord." They said "Lord," and the same lyrics would apply, but he was saying "love." But here's the thing: a lot of people corrected me on this. They were saying that was originally intended to be a gospel song, but his record label sort of convinced him to make it a love song or whatever. So maybe it's not the same thing, but I do kind of feel it is the same, even if it's not the artist himself, Music Soul Child, going around singing Lord. People have taken that song and changed it, and it seemed to be received the same way. Am I mistaken about that?
Ladies and gentlemen, you didn't intend to rob that gas station, but you robbed the gas station, right? Well, I didn't, Your Honor, I had no intent on robbing it, but you did.
What?
Okay, who cares about, my point is, who cares about intent? The actual action is what it is. The man wrote the song. We don't know what went on behind the scenes. It's all speculation, but we know for a fact that man wrote the song, a beautiful song, a great song, a timeless song, I might add, that Music Soul Child made. And it had an incredible video to go along with it. My thing is, people start to get off their soapbox and wag their fingers, man. Like, just live life for what it is. If you enjoy the music, enjoy it. If you don't, turn it off or walk out and do what you got to do. The same thing we talk about, people talking about hip-hop, whether they like it or don't like it or whatever. Dr. Dre had a great saying when he said, look, I don't feel it, but if I don't feel it, guess what? I'm turning it off and, shut the blues up, basically. And that's basically what people need to do. If you like it, rock with it. If you don't like it, don't rock with it. Nobody's going to condemn you for it. Just move on. Everybody got their own personal taste. It's not necessarily a wrong answer here. Is my whole point.
Okay, so Brian Moore, thank you for this, Brian. He said that. Okay, what I was originally saying, that love was actually Lord first. I don't know who wrote that song, but Lord was love first. And again, his record label tried to, or they convinced him to make it love. So maybe, I don't know. But I will say this, even if the original intention was for the song to be Lord, people didn't know it that way. People knew it as love. That became a very popular, I don't know about on the Billboard charts, or what it did on the charts, but it was a very, very popular song. And so it sort of negates the fact that Lord was first, right? People knew it as love, and then people started taking it back to Lord. And so that's my whole point. And I'm sure there are tons of examples with this. People turning songs into gospel songs after they were intended as secular. But I'll tell you this, so far in the poll, in the chat, you guys on YouTube have said, the question is, do you have a problem when secular songs are turned into gospel songs? And so far, all of you have said, no, you don't have a problem with it. And I agree. It's like sometimes with music, you feel there's a spiritual connection. Music in general is a spiritual connection. So if you turned it into a song where you're sort of doting over God with these words, why not use it?
And if it's good music, it's good music. Who cares? Like, good music, no matter what the genre is, it's good music. It makes people feel something, right? Whatever that may be, it makes people feel something, right? It gravitates people towards one another and towards that particular sound or that particular song. So who cares? Good music is good music. Like I said earlier, you don't like it, don't rock with it. You like it, rock with it.
That's right. Marcus Atkins says it was one of his biggest hits. I do agree with that as well. Fahima says some people are so heaven bound that they're no earthly good. Amen to that. Andy, what you want to chime in on?
Yeah, I was going to say, I was raised in the church, and quite frankly, man, Christians are some of the most judgmental individuals on this planet. And I remember when Kirk Franklin came out with that Stomp record, and as a young kid, I was over here rocking and vibing and everything like that. I was actually praising God.
Yeah.
And I go to church, and people are dissing Kirk Franklin because he took something secular and turned it gospel. I was like, for real?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And now, I never understood that, because if you can imagine, we're trying to get the youth involved in church, right? And something that the youth can vibe with. And so that's obviously going to be some sort of, in our community, that's going to be some sort of like R&B, hip hop, or something that makes them feel like they can connect a little bit more. So the fact that people had a problem with Kirk Franklin, and now we have all these different kinds of gospel artists who are coming out and they're doing hip hop songs or hip hop, like a hip hop sort of undertone. People should love it. Penny Thompson says, Andy, amen. Amen. That's so true. Nick, did you want to add anything else before I ask you this last question?
I just say this is what happens when people get indoctrinated. They don't think for themselves, and it doesn't make any sense. So good luck with that.
Good luck with that. Absolutely. Marcus says secular and gospel music use the same instruments, only difference are the lyrics. Wow. Very good point. Nick, before I let you go, I got to get your thoughts on this. Lil Duval says that everybody seems desperate in the entertainment business now. Is that true, or what are your thoughts? Because you and I are both also in the entertainment business. Are we desperate? And what does desperate mean? What does that? He did not expound on that. Let's be clear, so we can take a stab at it and see where we go from here. But just overall, okay, take you and I out of the mix, because I know neither one of us are desperate to do anything. But just overall in the industry, do you feel like people in the entertainment business are now desperate to maybe be stars or to get the likes and the follows and all the stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. I think people are. I think a good size amount of people are, in that mode, because that's the way society has turned, unfortunately. And so, likes and comments or dislikes, really truly affect people mentally, emotionally, and it's almost like a drug, to a degree. Like people almost crave it. And so, yeah, I think, I don't know if desperation is the word, or you can paint everybody with a broad brush like that, but I think that it is applicable to those who are really truly like in that vortex.
Yeah, I would agree. And this is the one thing that I will say to that, whether you are in the business or not, social media in and of itself is almost like the entertainment business. It has some of the same undertones of, having people follow you and having people like you and that type of thing. So everybody is on social media. And I will say that it's so important to remove yourself from time to time, just to take a step back and ground yourself, to take a look at what's actually reality. Social media is not reality. More than likely, you are not friends with these people in real life. These are just people that we call them social media friends, right? And so I'm saying entertainment as a whole, but I'm really talking about social media. It's important to take a step back and ground yourself. What is really reality? So that goes for social media, that goes for entertainment, and all the above. No matter where you are, don't ever try to get too caught up in all the stuff where you become desperate to like we said, get a sort of following that's sort of unnatural. Things are just unnatural now. So really important to make that distinction with reality and social media or entertainment as a whole. Nick, always great to talk with you. Let everybody know where they can follow you online.
Always a pleasure, Robin. Thank you so much. You can follow me at Nick Hamilton LA on Instagram, at Nick Hamilton 213 on Twitter. And make sure you subscribe and download the latest in the world of sports, entertainment, and culture. It's youtube.com/NH Experience TV. That's youtube.com/NH Experience TV. Make sure you check out the Hardwood 94 with host Jackie Ray every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. youtube.com/NH Experience TV.
And I have to tell you, Nick, before you go, I got to say, you really have been doing some great things that I've been watching and loving at the same time. So all of the content that you're putting out, I find myself, I'm not a huge person in sports, so I won't turn on ESPN myself. It'll be on in my house, of course. But I find myself watching what you put out to get some of those sports, especially when it comes to women. So I'll get some of those things from you. So I want to say thank you for that, and thank you for putting out great content and all that you're doing, Nick.
Thank you. I appreciate that, really.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your night. And thank you. When we come forward, we will absolutely get to who's got next. I'm excited about this one, Andy. We're excited about this one, aren't we? That and what not to miss on the other side. You are listening to KBLA Talk 1580. Stay there.
Hey, I'm Damian Young. I'm chilling with Robin on the Rob Report.
You're inside the Rob Report with Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
The family of Keenan Anderson is suing the city of Los Angeles for $100 million. Maisha Cairo here with your K Black Minute News, brought to you by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. Keenan Anderson, a high school English teacher that was visiting Los Angeles from Washington, D.C., was tragically killed at the hands of the Los Angeles Police Department in January of this year. His family, alongside civil rights and personal injury attorney Benjamin Crump and Carl Douglas, have announced a $100 million lawsuit against the city of Los Angeles. Crump and Douglas are representing Keenan Anderson's son, Sincere Anderson, and his mother, Gabrielle Hansel. The family is suing for civil rights violations, assault and battery, false imprisonment, and negligence on the part of the LAPD officers. The family of Keenan Anderson and attorneys Crump and Douglas want it to be known that this is only part of a systemic issue within the fabric of police departments everywhere.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Maisha Cairo here for KBLA Talk 1580. We're live in Los Angeles at JP Morgan Chase's Advancing Black Wealth Tour. And I'm speaking to some of the attendees today to see why it was so important for them to be here.
Yeah, this is Lathan and Tyler. Main reason that's very important for me to be here is just to leave a legacy for my kids. Black wealth, generational wealth is what we need in our community, you know. Oh, Chase, someone has to take the lead. They're showing, big business like Chase cares, and they're putting their money where their mouth is at. So it's good to see, big institution like Chase, giving a lifting hand, to the community, and you got to respect that. It makes me want to bank with Chase, and give them another look. If I go to another institution, I actually see what Chase is doing for the community.
That's right, Chase is doing their part to help advance Black wealth. For more money support, tune in every day from 12 to 2 to KBLA Talk 1580's Midday Money Chain, right here.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family was founded to help address domestic violence and sexual assault in the Asian and the Pacific Islander communities. The Center for the Pacific Asian Family's mission is to build healthy and safe communities by addressing the root causes and consequences of family violence and violence against women. They are committed to meeting the specific cultural and language needs of the Asian and Pacific Islander women and their families. CPAF's vision is of an Asian and Pacific Islander community that embraces healthy relationships and works in partnership with other communities to eradicate all forms of violence. To access services, volunteer, or for more info, visit nurturingchange.org. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe everyone deserves to be safe. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Giving you your daily dose of entertainment and celebrity news.
You're inside the Robin Report.
With Robin Ayers on KBLA Talk 1580.
Okay, well, this woman here, I just love what she's doing, and I've been watching her for quite some time, only because my kids used to rock with her, and so now she's an adult, and I rock with her too. This is Coco Jones. The song is called I See You.
Welcome to the camp.
Something about your hands on my body feels better than any man I ever met. Something about the way you just give me. Trying not, don't, 'cause I can't forget. You got a feel and a soul that I need in my life. Oh, and though we may grow, I don't know why we don't grow apart. that we better as friends. I delete every message that we send. Try to move on with somebody less like you. I don't know how we end up in the red. Find myself reading your comments again. And then we end up in each other's heads. It all makes sense because you've got a feel and a soul that I need in my life, babe. Oh, oh. And though we may grow, I don't know why we don't grow apart, babe. Maybe I need you. I breathe you, turning my heart blue. Maybe I need you.
Woo.
When I leave you.
Yes, Coco Jones. Very beautiful, very beautiful. Listen, that is Coco Jones. The song is called I See You, the letters I See You, and definitely Coco Jones has got next. She's got a remix out with Justin Timberlake in that song, and it's fire. Listen, what I do not want you to miss is Quincy Jones's 90th birthday tribute, July 28th and July 28th and 29th, Hollywood Bowl. We talked about this recently. It's going to be some great people there, but something that you definitely do not want to miss. So go ahead and check that out. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys in our comments, and the YouTube chat is always live with you guys. When we come forward, though, y'all already know. The voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Okay, this is this song is, or this topic seems like it's fire. Tonight he is talking about what does being with a hijackal actually feel like. Okay, I don't know what it means, but y'all, you want to tune in to make sure you get the answers on that. It has been wonderful. My name is Robin Ayers, and remember today and every day for it to be a blessing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Esther Dillard, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. According to FlightAware, over 3,800 flights have been delayed so far across the country. Meanwhile, over 300 flights have already been canceled today after weekend storms snarled operations at some major airports over